Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Norwich City's Lotus Training Centre for Huddersfield Town's next pre-season friendly ahead of the 2021-22 Sky Bet Championship season. Delighted that you can join us again on HGTV, Huddersfield Town's free-to-air YouTube channel this afternoon for today's game. For those of you that haven't seen the news this morning, we've reverted to the traditional 90-minute affair today. There was talk of doing initially 2 separate 90s, then 3 45s. We are back to the regular 90 this afternoon, but we're delighted to bring you all the action here on HGTV. We've put the teams out on social media early. We're just waiting for them to emerge from the far side, from the camera position here, so we're expecting them momentarily. But if you haven't seen, pretty strong starting lineups from both sides this afternoon. Obviously a big stern test ahead for the Terriers against Daniel Farke's newly promoted Premier League team, by far and away the best team in the Championship last year. Fully deserved their promotion. Town with a strong starting lineup. We'll just run you through that as we go. Lee Nichols starting again in goal this afternoon, his third straight start of the pre-season campaign so far. We're expecting a back four from the Terriers today, from right to left: Ollie Turton, Matty Pearson, Levi Colwill comes into the side. Unfortunately, Nabisar, who is here this afternoon, he has been with the squad all week, just nursing a little back issue, so no risk taken with Naby this afternoon. And then Harry Toffolo at left back. We're expecting a midfield 3 ahead of them, just as the players emerge on the far side of the pitch. Jonathan Hogg, the skipper, will be the midfield anchor again, and we're expecting Lewis O'Brien and Scott High ahead of him. And then flanking Danny Ward in attack, we're thinking it'll be Dwayne Holmes on the right-hand side, and the returning Josh Karoma, who's finished his isolation period following that contact trace, will be on the left-hand side. Plenty of subs for Town today, and we're expecting to see a fair few of them, or maybe just a handful of them. We're expecting that the starting 11 will get more minutes than they perhaps have done so far, where they've played 45, 60 against Harrogate and Southport. Like I said, Norwich equally strong side, and a big test for the Terriers today. Tim Krul in goal today for Norwich City. Other players starting: Christoph Zimmermann, the club captain; Lucas Rupp, the German midfielder; Kieran Dowell, who obviously linked with Town at one stage back in the Premier League days, the former Everton man; Przemysław Placheta, the Polish winger; Todd Cantwell, the homegrown midfielder. Milo Rashica is a new player who's joined Norwich in June from Werder Bremen, the Kosovo international. Pierre-Lys Melou is another one of the new signings on display for Norwich this afternoon, signed from Nice this summer. Timo Pukki, of course, one of the best striker in the Championship last season. Bali Mumba, the 19-year-old at right back, and Andrew Omobamidele, who will play centre-half, who actually played against Town in that game that we won't mention at Carrow Road towards the end of last season, did really well at centre-back. Just seeing Town on the pitch now there. There's Scott High just collecting a few passes early doors. Town in the Navy strip again this afternoon, the one that got its debut at Southport at the weekend. Just a reminder, that's not on sale yet, but keep an eye on hjfc.com, and we're hoping to have it in store, available to purchase really soon. Thanks to everyone on social media who's let us know they've been getting the home kit this morning. So the home kit pre-orders are being fulfilled, so expect to get yours through if you've pre-ordered it, and more than likely you will get one of the limited edition pin badges to go with that as well. So please let us know on social media. Tweet at HTAFC Megastore if you get yours. We'd love to know what you think. It should be coming out over today, the weekend, and the start of next week. And just a reminder that you can still buy that shirt if you like the look of it. The new home kit's gone down really well, I would say, with Town fans across the board, actually. And that's available on shop.htafc.com. Norwich now out on the pitch in their traditional yellow and green colours, of course. Just waiting for the referee. The referee today is Gavin Ward, if you're keeping record. And obviously you'll know Gavin is refed Town plenty of times in the EFL, and I believe possibly in the Premier League over the last few years. So proper referee outfit on display again this afternoon. Really nice training centre here that Norwich have got. That new stand is one of the more recent developments, I'm told. They've actually got an allotment to the left-hand side as well, grown their own veg here at Norwich City, which I've never seen before at a training ground, but really nice. The pitch is stunning, I have to say. It's like a bowling green, so no excuses for any shots that go awry this afternoon. There's definitely no bobbles on here, that's for sure, and should ensure for a good game. We are just waiting for the referees now. They are just appearing on the bottom right corner of the pitch now. Gavin Ward just coming across. A couple of faces here at Norwich City that are familiar to our Town persuasion. John Iger, who was a long-serving member of Town's performance sports science team, is here now, as is Andrew Hughes, who of course was David Wagner's first team coach. He's now working with their under-23s, I believe. A bit of a reunion for a couple of Town players, in particular Jordan Rhodes, who's as popular with the coaching staff here as he is at Huddersfield Town, so he's been saying hello to a few people. He was on loan here back in the, I think it was one of the Premier League seasons, when Jordan was on loan here, but not too long ago. I think it was, possibly a couple of years ago, but still very popular down here, Jordan. And of course, Harry Toffolo, started his career in the Norwich City Academy, although I think it's changed quite a bit down here at what's traditionally known as the Colney training ground. We are now here, and it's the huge centre-back Christoph Zimmermann taking the coin toss with Jonathan Hogg here. So we're about moments underway, from being underway, I should say. If you can't dedicate the afternoon to watch the game, we appreciate a lot of you will be working, then we can follow live updates over on the club's Twitter account at HGAFC. But we hope you can join us and enjoy the action this afternoon. We're about moments away from kick-off here, and it's going to be Danny Ward to get us underway in that new navy strip. Referee has just gone over to the fourth there to do something. Town's dugout is on the right of your camera position, as you'll see those bright coral training tops that you can't miss, really. Sorba Thomas, Romany Critchlow, Jordan Rhodes, Josh Ruffles, Ryan Schofield, all on the bench behind Carlos Corberan and his team there. Number of younger players also here. They're actually taking a little training session at the moment with Danny Schofield, so I don't assume we'll see those guys unless they are needed for some reason that's arise. So Town underway here, and in possession it's Levi Colwill, the Chelsea loanee, with his first touches of the ball, and he fires a diagonal out towards Dwayne Holmes, but it's cut out by Placetta. Town back in possession though. Matty Pearson being pressed here now by Norwich, but they work their way out of it well, and Turton tries to find Ward, but Ward just zigged in a different direction when the ball zagged. So it's back with Tim Krul, the experienced Dutch goalkeeper. Zimmerman's put under pressure by Karoma, and now Dwayne Holmes really forces Omer Bamidele into an errant pass. Well done, Dwayne. He's got the ball back, and here's Lewis O'Brien just inside the Norwich half. Josh Karoma, good to see Josh back, of course, today. Had that, he was absolutely fine. Josh tested negative throughout for the coronavirus, but he did have to isolate due to a close contact. Good to see him back out here again today. Still missing Rahmani Edmonds-Green, Fraser Campbell after those positive tests, and Reece Brown for his own contact trace as well, unfortunately. Looking forward to seeing those boys back with the squad next week. A couple of other people just nursing little bumps and bruises back at Canalside. Not come down with the squad to Colchester and now Norwich this week. Town working the ball nicely here so far as Toffolo have killed Harry there. Just chipped the ball forward towards Karoma, but Zimmermann, the big centre half, stepped across and played the ball back to Kim Krul. There's Lucas Rupp. Danny Ward does really well to get there, and now it's Josh Karoma with the header, and it's just looped over the bar. I think that'll be a corner, yeah. Good play there from Danny Ward, actually, and a couple of the Town players, Jonathan Hogg, who really pressed well, and in the end it was a looping header from Karoma that did have Tim Krul scrambling for a bit there, but he did well to win that header. It came off the defender's shoulder, so it's going to be a first corner of the game to Huddersfield Town, and it's Dwayne Holmes making his way over to the far side to take this first set piece. Those of you that watched us at Southport the weekend will have seen Sorba Thomas taking a lot of the set pieces. Sorba on the bench this afternoon. We probably expect to see him in the second half. What can Town make of this first set piece as the players scramble? It's gone in towards the near post. Toffolo turns it towards the near post, but it hits the outside of the side netting, and the danger is averted for Norwich, who take the kick quickly. It's gone to Rupp, the former Hoffenheim man. Drops it back to Omer Bamidele, who was a Norwich City Academy graduate, only 19 years old. He's got some stature on him as the defender here is again. Much like Levi Colwill for Town, physical stature belies his years. Jonathan Hogg all over his opposite number there. That's Milot Rashica with a big welcome to English football there from Jonathan Hogg, the Kosovan international. Gets pinned very quickly by Hoggy, and Town have won the ball back again here. Bright start here from Town. Toffolo just waiting for options here, and then goes back to Levi Colwill. Levi spreads play to his more experienced centre-back colleague, Matty Pearson, who plays the ball out to Ollie Turton here, just inside the half, sorry. Exchanges passes with Scott High, who's been a feature in pre-season in this starting lineup at the moment. Scott and that's a good ball from Pearson. He's tried to find Turton's forward run. Omer Bamidele gets across well and volleys the ball into the training pitch behind our camera position, so it's a throw into Town. Good movements there from Town, almost freed Turton up on the right-hand side. We're fully employing the multi-ball system here. Unfortunately, I can't see what's going on because my colleagues from Norwich stood right in front of us here on the gantry position, so I can just see Dwayne Holmes getting the ball back there from Turton, and it's worked back to Scott High. Here's Jonathan Hogg. Had Kieran Dowell for company, the Norwich number 10. Clipped forward by Pearson in the end. It's ball over the top. Unfortunately, every Town attacker had come short, so he just raised his hand in apology there. Norwich now with the first time they got on the ball, and here's Timo Pukki, the danger man. Pookie just inside the town half, drills a diagonal out to the left, but Toffolo's excellently positioned to pick that ball up. Karoma just under pressure from Todd Cantwell there, so the ball flies back to Lee Nichols, who gets his first touch of the afternoon. Nichols with a quick ball out to Ollie Turton. Had an impressive pre-season so far, Lee Nichols, and that's a good ball from Pearson to find Toffolo just inside the Norwich half. Ball just lost on that far side there. It's Ballymumba, the 19-year-old former Sunderland man, who just wins ball back for his side. Good ball into Rashica. Rashica is closed down well by Dwayne Holmes and Jonathan Horgan. Rashica goes down under the challenge, but the referee, Gavin Ward, says play on. Rashica has stayed down, but it's Plaheta, the Pole, who comes down the left-hand side. Here's Lucas Rupp, the German. Rupp goes to the dead ball line. He pulls the ball back. It's a good ball to Pookie, and it's played back well. And this is a good chance here for Norwich now. Strike the ball. It's just deflected wide there. The effort from the new summer signing, Lys Malou. So close to opening the scoring for Norwich there, but in the end, someone got a block on that ball, and it's just diverted the ball wide of Lee Nichols' left-hand post. Had the ball been on target, Nichols completely wrong-footed by the pull-back there, or the shot, I should say, and it would have gone in the far corner, but Town get away with it slightly there. It is a corner to the Canaries, so danger yet to be averted. I think it's Plaheta, the Pole, who's over the ball. Got Todd Cantwell with the long blonde hair for company. Cantwell now moves away. Some big figures in the box to aim for here, but Danny Ward with a good win at the near post. We always see the Town striker charge with sweeping that near post area. Ward good in the air, as we know. So, and that's Omabanadele, who heads the ball back into the danger zone, but Town's line was good. They got out of the box, and that allows Nichols to come and collect, the former MK Dons man. Town build again. Lots of possession in the early stages for the Terriers, you have to say, but Norwich with that shot probably came the closest of anyone to scoring so far. Norwich have the press on here now as Nichols gets the ball, pops it brilliantly into Jonathan Horgan. See Pookie upset there that none of his midfield colleagues had come and backed up that initial press. Cantwell just dumped Hogg to the floor there, so I'm sure Jonathan will take that number for later. Nichols needs to be careful here, yeah. Played into pressure by Colwell there, and in the end actually took the right decision, just knocked the ball dead under pretty severe pressure from Pookie and Cantwell. That will happen, of course, in pre-season. Things aren't going to be absolutely perfect at this stage. Need to ramp things up as the first competitive game approaches, that Carabao Cup game at Sheffield Wednesday on the 1st of August. We are expecting ticket info pretty imminently for that, Town fans, so thanks for your patience. We'll bring that to you as soon as we can. Ball swung into the area towards Omabanadele again, who I think did get the first touch to it, but he just flicks it wide of the far post, the young central defender. It was really good against Town, Omabanadele, I thought, on the day at Carrow Road last season. No surprise to see him involved with Daniel Farker's first team, despite their promotion to the Premier League. Norwich obviously put a big emphasis on their academy. Great knock from Levi Colwell to find Dwayne Holmes in space. Dwayne's got Scott High making an inside run, and he's played the ball to Scott, but it's just overplayed there, and in the end Rupp did just enough to shadow the ball out or back into the hands of Tim Krul. Good effort though, great ball from Levi Colwell. We've seen that a few times in pre-season already. Tim Krul almost throws the ball straight to Dwayne Holmes there, but Plaheta has picked it up, and it's a good ball infield to Lys Malou, the Frenchman. Plays the ball out to the right-hand side. Tall figure, Lys Malou, the new Norwich signing. Here's Cantwell. Really good test this for Town off the ball as much as anything today. Obviously had lots of the ball against Harrogate and against Southport, as you'd expect, and now they've got to defend this because Plaheta, the Pole, tries to square Ollie Turton up, and Turton does brilliantly, the former Blackpool man. Just didn't sell the dummy, didn't fall for the dummy at all, and went back to... Oh, now that's going to be a foul, though, because Holmes has just overrun the ball, and it's the number 17 for Norwich, who's just gone over that challenge there as Turton tried to stretch Milot Rashica. So it's a free kick to Norwich here on this Town right. Good initial defending, though, from Turton. Didn't get sold by Blaheta's quick feet. Norwich take this one quickly, and Cantwell swings the ball towards the back post. Pearson is there to head to the edge of the box. Looks like Lewis O'Brien got a shove in the back there, but he's kept the ball, and lots of pressure from Norwich, as we'd expect, so Holmes just has to clip the ball to clear the danger into the Norwich half. Good press from Norwich. We've come to expect that from Daniel Farker's side. Of course, a disciple of the Dortmund style of play, much like David Wagner. Took that job after David came and joined Huddersfield Town, the Dortmund 2 job. Ball from Cantwell, just trying to find Pookie's running behind, but not enough room between Pearson and Nichols for him to latch onto that one. So Town back in possession, and here's Jonathan Hogg. We're starting to see Norwich making this press work, really making Town work for their possession in their own half. Really nice freak from Josh Karoma there, though, to steer clear of a man, and Karoma goes back to Nichols. He's got Ollie Turton out on the right, but just drops it short to Pearson. Colwell tries to find Lewis O'Brien, and just cut out by Kieran Dowell in the end, but so Norwich get hold of the ball. Lise Malou to Mumba. There's Zimmerman with the ball out to the left-hand side for Plaheta again. Here is the Polish winger. Cantwell plays it back to Plaheta. Just going to try and go at Ollie Turton again here. And Ollie Turton's going to the ball line. It's a good ball from Plaheta towards the back post. And look, for a second like Mumba was going to get there, but it's just run past him. And Lise Malou plays it into Cantwell. It's a good ball. It's a good effort there in the first time from Kieran Dowell, the former Everton man, but he just curls it over the crossbar. Norwich just starting to apply some pressure to the Terriers here now. Again, real test of Town's mettle early in pre-season here. Levi Colwell looking for a pass. He finds Lewis O'Brien and gets the ball back from Lewis. Now here's Jonathan Hogg. Hogg has Dowell for company, so just pops the ball left to Colwell. Colwell tries to find Jonathan Hogg, who made that little run forward, and Hogg has been robbed now. And now there's a problem because Norwich have got several bodies forward. Hogg, oh, wow, that wasn't very good. Yeah, it was just putting Rupp under pressure there, Hogg. Rupp is complaining about that, and in the end it got bobbled left to Plaheta, and the Kosovan international, sorry, it was Milo to Rashica, I should say, and he just completely got his shot all wrong, volleyed it over the box. But you see what Norwich are about there, that press, as soon as it goes into O'Brien or Hogg. Town have had more success with these diagonals at the moment, and that's a great ball. And good touch from Lewis O'Brien. O'Brien tries to find Scott High, but he's brought down just as he plays the ball, and Lucas Rupp making the point that he didn't get a free kick for a similar challenge moments ago, but it is going to be a free kick to Town. Great ball from Levi Colwell there to split the Norwich press, and it was a really good take on the turn by Lewis O'Brien as well. Scott High's made some room to receive that pass there, just pops it back first time to Matty Pearson, the Keighley native, who rolls the ball into Holmes. Holmes has got a bit of space to turn there, and he thinks about it, but just pops the ball back to Colwell to open up this left side of the pitch. Cantwell out towards Toffolo. Here's Karoma, and Karoma's touch just lets him down, unfortunately, so ball runs out right in front of the Town bench. Good press, though, from Town there, and Town win a free kick. Really good stuff from Josh Karoma, who's just made up for that momentary lapse. I'm just trying to see who that was. It was Lise Malou, actually, the Frenchman who's brought Karoma down. So Town are going to take the opportunity to send the centre-backs forward here. Turton, the right back, Colwell, Pearson, all going forward. See if they can get on the end of this. Zimmerman is the real notable physical presence in the box. The Norwich captain, the German, is huge. The former Borussia Dortmund man. Huddersfield Town will need to miss him out if they're going to get anything from this. Ward at the back post as well is one to look for. Good in the air. Karoma goes free. Dwayne Holmes with a good ball. Krul's come a long way for it. Gets above Toffolo. The referee's completely got in the way of Lewis O'Brien there. And Dwayne Holmes has to be careful as last man here because he's got a lot of people pressing him. And Dwayne's lost the ball. And this is a problem now because it's Cantwell plays it left. And now here is Lucas Rupp, the German. He's got Scott High for company. He's played it through the legs, and it's gone in the far corner. Really good finish from Timo Pukki, and Town are punished. Really good clinical stuff there from Norwich City. Lewis O'Brien just making the point to the referee that he got in the way as Town were trying to play there, but in the end Dwayne Holmes just had to be quite careful with that when he got robbed, and Norwich took full advantage. So it's Norwich City 1, Huddersfield Town 0. Several Town players here, Toffolo and O'Brien, are making the point that it is typical now for a drop ball to begin if the referee interferes with play. Ward absolutely got in the way of Lewis O'Brien as he tried to pick the ball up on the edge of the box, but there was still a lot of play that took place between then and the goal. Gavin Ward having a word with Toffolo and O'Brien there before we get back underway. Really clinical finish from Timo Pukki, the Finnish striker who's back from the Euros, of course, after Finland's first jaunt in a long, long time into that competition. Pearson just taking his time there. Did think about the ball over the top to Turton, but decided against it in the end and opted to keep possession. And it's Scott High, great ball again from Colwell, who found O'Brien behind the Norwich press, and that's allowed Toffolo to stride into the Norwich half now. O'Brien under lots of pressure there from Lys Malou, but he does well, comes away with the ball, and Town still in possession here with Jonathan Hogg. He's pressed hard by Lys Malou, the Frenchman. Here's Matty Pearson. Town, every single player apart from Lee Nichols in the Norwich half here. Pearson just got that one wrong under pressure from Pookie. He's just ended up clipping the ball out of play, trying to find Ollie Turton. Norwich's press really impressive. You can tell the bulk of these players have been together for a long, long time. They really do press well as a unit. Town trying to maintain their passing principles though, and well done there, Ollie Turton, who's just forced the player out. Now here's Danny Ward. Danny Ward shoots. Good effort there from Ward. Quick thinking from the throw there. Just turned towards goal. Knew that we had space to roll, and left-footed volley. Wasn't a bad one particularly, but always going wide of Krul's left-hand post. Nice thinking there from Town. Good quick play. See Norwich trying to play out as well. Here we are, about 15 minutes in. It is Norwich 1, Huddersfield Town 0 if you've just joined us. And Ollie Turton just gets to the ball there ahead of Plaheta. Norwich in possession though through Rupp. Lys Malou. The good ball out to Plaheta. Plaheta just gets the wrong side of Dwayne Holmes, and despite Hogg winning the ball, it is a free kick to the Canaries here as Plaheta and Cantwell get the play underway. Cantwell spreads the play right to Christoph Zimmerman, the Norwich captain. Back with Omer Bamidele. Paul into space there, and Cantwell is robbed by Lewis O'Brien, and Hogg and O'Brien exchange passes. O'Brien's ball to Ward was just the wrong side though, and Omer Bamidele did well there to claim possession back for his side. It's a shame because there were two Town players forward. Scott High had also got forward as an option there for the pass, as it is Norwich back in possession. Both sides pressing here. Scott High, the midfielder, making sure Lys Malou can't drive forward with the ball. Here is Lys Malou now. He's got an option right under the camera position here, and he's gone for it with Plaheta, the pole. Will turn and drive over halfway. Holmes does well there, just forces Plaheta back momentarily. Now O'Brien snapping away at the heels of Kieran Dowell. Dowell keeps possession though, and here he is, the tall midfielder. And here Carlos Corberan, Town's head coach, shouting instructions from the opposite side of the pitch here as Lys Malou spreads play out here to Rashica. Rashica squares across the edge of the box. There's options here, and it's Lucas Rupp with the first time side footer, but it's straight at Lee Nichols. Good play there, Norwich using the wings well. We saw exactly how good Norwich can be attacking at the back end of last season, and Nichols has tried to find Ollie Turton, but it's won by Rashica. Well done Scott High there, who just got his body between the man and the ball, but Norwich keep possession again, and Lys Malou tries to find Mumba's run, the right back on the outside. He manages to take the ball down and pop it back to Cantwell. Cantwell rolls it into Dowell in the edge of the box. Dowell with a good touch just keeps possession of the ball for his side. Here's Cantwell. Some really good ball players here. Good defending by Lewis O'Brien just to deflect that attempted pass to Mumba, and Town can clear down the left-hand side through Toffolo, but Lys Malou does well to pick the ball back up and just keep possession for the Canaries. 28-year-old, generally a more attacking midfielder, I would say, Lys Malou. He's playing a little deeper than I expected today. Signed from Nice this summer. Played over 100 games for Nice in the French top flight. Here he is, in fact, Lys Malou. He's found a great ball into Pookie. And now here's Kieran Dowell, who spreads play out to the right for Cantwell. Cantwell crosses. Lee Nichols, straight from his line, very early doors there, collects the ball at chest height. The big Town stopper. Great throw out as well from Nichols to Lewis O'Brien, albeit O'Brien didn't have many options ahead of him. Karoma was looking for an early pass, but couldn't find it. And then Karoma does receive the ball from Toffolo and gets shoved over by Mumba. Feel like Josh Karoma's going to be an important player for Town again this season, of course. Such a shame that he missed such a large swathe of the second half of the season. Such an important player when Town were mid-table in the first 6 months, and then that hamstring injury he suffered at the John Smith Stadium really set him and Town back. Good to see him return with aplomb at the end of the last campaign. Great goal at Reading on the final day, of course. Town just need to try and get a foot on the ball here. They started well, but not had much of possession since the Norwich goal through Timo Pukki. Here's a chance now for Town to try and get hold of the ball, and it's Karoma. Just comes back into his own half. And now Scott High. High thought about the ball to Turton, who was high up the pitch, but just opted to keep possession. Great ball again. We've seen that about 4 or 5 times now, where Colwill has broken the Norwich lines and found O'Brien down the left. And Lewis wastes no time in playing that ball forward. And Toffolo, into Danny Ward, but it just pops up at an awkward height for Wardy, and he can't quite get there. So real opportunity. Elmer Bamidele just missed the ball at the near post for a second there, and it presented Town with an opportunity. Ward getting onto that Toffolo cross, just couldn't bring the ball down. It was a really awkward height for Danny. Such a shame for Town. Norwich calmly play out of position here. It's Mumba. A bit of a 50-50 ball there, and the referee's going to play on. O'Brien had to go for that, wouldn't you have to say? And I think Cantwell's made a mess of that crossfield pass. He has, and trying to find Plaheta, it just rolls out of play for a Town throw-in midway inside the Norwich half. Stuart Webber, former head of football at Huddersfield Town, of course, the sporting director here at Norwich. Just below the camera position, watching today's game. Good to see Stuart again. Here's Turton with the throw-in, just looking for options, and he goes down the line to Holmes, who's got the wrong side of Plaheta for a second. Good ball in from Dwayne Holmes, and calm stuff from Zimmerman, who tries to chest the ball back to Tim Krul, but chests it. Had Krul scrambling for a second, it just goes wide of his left-hand post. It's a corner to Town. Good play from Dwayne Holmes there. Nice bright stuff from the throw-in. Sorry for any colourful language you might be picking up here. We are relatively tight here to the training pitch. You do get some stuff from the coaches that's perhaps not PG at times. Here's Holmes with the ball towards the back post. Colwill with the header. Loops it over the crossbar. Good win there from Levi. Like I say, physically, not your average 18-year-old Levi Colwill, you have to say. There is a Town player down in the box here, actually. Just trying to see, I think it's Matty Pearson, actually, who's just felt a challenge. Made a stern stuff. Matty, of course, is lots of time in non-league for Halifax Town. He'll be used to that kind of challenge. So, yeah, Matty's up and he'll be okay to continue. Just hobbling his way back to halfway here. Hogg just filled in for him momentarily. Hopefully you get a flavour of this on the camera, but Matty Pearson is a huge voice on the pitch. Krul just waves his defenders away. I think it's going to be a long one for the first time this afternoon from the former Newcastle United man. On with Bamidele actually then goes back, gets the ball short from Krul. Dwayne Holmes has gone with him just to stop that ball going back to the centre half, and now Dwayne will close Krul down. So Krul drives the ball towards Mumba. Mumba does well, wins the ball, and he goes back for the return, and he's lost Josh Karoma here momentarily. Bally Mumba. Karoma's done pretty well there, got back level with his man, and Colwill gets ahead of Pookie to win that ball. Good scrambling defence there from Town, and now Lewis O'Brien trying to make his way past a couple of plays. Great freak from Karoma, but fair play to Lise Malou. Just got a toe on the ball there to divert it away from Josh. Lise Malou again. A good pass. Colwill, though, does really well, although he's lost the ball momentarily, and now this is danger because Pookie looked like he might get there for a second from the camera position, but Pearson covered well, and Nichols drives the ball forward towards Karoma. Karoma does win the first against Zimmerman, but he's a lonely figure in the Norwich half from a Town perspective, so ball just rolls through to Krul. Ooh, now then. Oh, that is so soft, but we'll go with it. Danny Ward's not complaining much, to be fair, so maybe I'm being biased, but Omar Bamidele just tried to turn back towards his keeper there. Ward read the intentions and almost won the ball back. He would have been completely through on goal had he done so, but Gavin Ward didn't like the challenge, so it's a throw-in. Oh, it was a free kick to Norwich. Well done for Turton there. Just blocked Plaheta as he tried to play the striker in behind. Good feet there from Rupp, although it's good, tenacious stuff from Scott High, who's going to keep going here as Cantwell drives forward. It's good play from Cantwell, who slides the ball left to Plaheta, the Polish winger. Plaheta's going to go on his left-hand side, and Turton does really well again there against the Poland international. It is going to be a corner to Norwich City. Good battle developing down there between Town's new boy Turton and Przemysław Plaheta. 23-year-old left winger signed from Slask Wrocław in July 2020. Has got 3 caps for his country. The Pole. Rashica is just going to take this corner once he's fetched the ball. Every single Town player in the penalty area, barring Dwayne Holmes, has just come in to watch the short one to Plaheta. It's swung into the box. There's a body down in the middle of the area. It was actually won by Zimmerman, the tallest player on the pitch, but it looked like it just took a deflection off the back of a Town player and looped kindly into Lee Nichols' hands. Good throw again from Nichols, and it's dropped in behind Rashica into Ollie Turton. Ollie's been a good solid start to his Town career so far in pre-season. He's got forward when he can, as we're seeing just underneath the camera position here as Jonathan Hogg gets on the ball, and Dwayne Holmes comes short for it. Pearson to Scott High, who's just dropped into that right back position, and now Pearson just tried to clip the ball into Danny Ward, but it was well cut out by Lys Malou again, who's been impressive this half so far, I have to say, the former Nice man. Just playing that deep midfield position. Now here's Plaheta. Back to Omobamidele, the Ireland under-21 international, Andrew Omobamidele, through his heritage, has come through the Norwich Academy. Lots of runners ahead of Todd Cantwell there. We saw Kieran Dowell off camera making a run in behind, where he opts to keep possession, and Zimmerman switches the ball to the left-hand side. Here's Timo Pukki, who's got Pearson shouting right on his back for company there. I think Matty Pearson will tackle people through sheer shock this season when he's screaming at people about 2 yards away. Ball clipped down the left-hand channel, and Rashica's all over the pitch. He's gone to the right-hand side now. Tried to play the ball back inside, but Lewis O'Brien had got there, but O'Brien then played it back into the kind of trouble area down. He'd been better opening the pitch up, and Norwich win it back through Cantwell. Town on the defensive here now, but this is no bad thing. It's probably half the test that Carlos Corberán wants from today's game. Shown some attacking prowess so far. It looks like Pukki may have been offside there, but apparently he's timed his run well, and he backheels it cleverly into Rashica, the Kosovan. Tried to pull the ball back, but O'Brien was well positioned, although his clearance isn't great, and now good play from Lee Nichols there, because Lys Malou's shot cannoned into there. Well done, Scott High, who wins the ball off on Omobamidele, and he's got space to drive into now. Scott High, he can drive forward. He's got Plaheta in for his played a great ball into Danny Ward, who tried to backheel the ball into Karoma, but Ballymumba just in the right position to get the ball clear. Really good stuff there from Scott High, who pretty much out-muscled the centre-half on Omobamidele to get that ball. Drove forward, found Ward, but Ward's attempted flick to Karoma just didn't have enough on it, and fair play Ballymumba, the right-back, who got back well. But really encouraging stuff there from Scott High. Good physical presence from the midfielder just to ease his man off the ball. Got real drive, Scott, as well. You can see he's got pace when he can get on the ball and move forward. He's not Aaron Rowe quick, but he's still quick. Town in possession. That's the best chance that Town have had for some time, really. They've had a couple of headers that have floated over the bar, but that was a real opportunity there for Town. Just a shame that Ward couldn't find his man. Good ball from Holmes to Turton. Now Turton's got space just to move into. He's got Dwayne Holmes inside him again. Dwayne turns sensibly to give the ball to Matty Pearson, and Pearson now spreads play to the left-hand side. Here's Levi Colwill, the Chelsea man. Good ball from Colwill. He's got really good passing range, Levi. Town a bit unlucky there as Mumba just got tight to O'Brien, and O'Brien inadvertently pushes the ball out of the play on the left-hand side in front of that crowd of Norwich staff and academy players on that far side. Here's Zimmerman. Town's line is a high one, the right on halfway, and it's a real test again because Pukki will try and duck in behind whenever possible. One for Levi Colwill to keep a very close eye on. Good ball out to Ballymumba there, who's in behind Karoma again. Plays a 1-2 with his man and then forced backwards the former Sunderland player. Really high up the pitch, Mumba, for a right back. He's pretty much the highest Norwich man forward at the moment as Lys Malou picks up the ball and tries to clip a ball towards Rashica, who wins the header and goes towards Timo Pukki, and I think Pukki even knows he's going to be offside, and he is. The official's flag goes up there, so he almost gave up on that one, but good line from Town. Exactly what the Terriers need here, a really good defensive test against an excellent side, as we know. And they're certainly providing that right now. 1-0 to Norwich if you're just joining us here on HTTV. Welcome along this afternoon. Here's Ollie Turton. Hogg has dropped behind the defensive line in almost like a sweeper position to pick that ball up. The Town skipper. There was an option of a ball into Ollie Turton if you heard a cry there. That was Ollie asking for the ball, but it was well covered by Plaheta, to be fair. The winger who's playing left back this afternoon is Przemysław Placheta. And now Hogg will try that diagonal towards Turton, but it's just got too much on it in the end. Placheta's positioning was good as well, I would say. It have to be a very accurate ball to try and get that to Turton, and it's just too difficult to play in the end. So Norwich back in possession through Omar Bamidele. We're roughly half an hour gone here at the Lotus Training Centre, Norwich City's training ground. It is Norwich 1, Huddersfield Town 0. Timo Pukki with the only goal, roughly around 10 minutes into the game. Town have had plenty of this to do. It's high again, close to Omar Bamidele. Yeah, big round of applause there from Matty Pearson for Scott High as he forced the ball backwards. And now here is Scott again, who's almost been released as one of the midfield three to go and press high. It's Hogg and High who are the highest players alongside Danny Ward here as we press at the moment. Norwich with really good movement all over the pitch, so we know Town go man for man all over. So you might find some Town players in slightly odd positions on the pitch at times. There's Scott High, forces Krul to drive the ball forward, and Pukki does really well just to hold Pearson off there. But Turton picked up the seconds and is tripped by Dowell, so it's a free kick to Town. Big round of applause there from Levi Colwill, Harry Toffolo, liking the work of their defensive colleagues there. Hogg and Turton exchange passes, and Town work the ball backwards to Pearson. And here's Levi Colwill. Colwill just looking for an option there. In the end, Pearson steps forward. He gives a good ball into Karoma, who just on his heels a little bit there to receive that, with Mumba snapping at his feet. But Hogg drifted the ball forward to Toffolo. It was just a bit high for Harry, and Norwich do well to work that ball out of that tight position. And then Lys Malou pops the ball into Rashica, the two new signings. And now Omar Bamidele can step forward towards halfway. Here's Lys Malou, who's probably had as many touches as anyone in this first half. Mumba, Lucas Rupp. Rupp and Cantwell exchange a 1-2, and now here's Mumba again. Town with every player behind the ball here at the moment, so great step in front again by Colwill there, who just eases Rashica off the ball, and now he's going down the left-hand side. It's a free kick, really encouraging stuff from Levi Colwill. See every part of his pedigree. He has played left-back, Levi, for Chelsea's academy age groups as well, and no surprise when you see him step forward with the ball, but great to see him stepping in front of his man, trusting his physical strength. Rashica trying to lean into him there, just eased him off the ball, stepped forward, won his side a really good free kick. Well done, Levi Colwill. Just limping a bit here, just caught one on that challenge, but I think he's going to be fine, Levi. Toffolo tried to find a pass, but he's just driven the ball straight at Lucas Rupp there. It's, I think he was trying to find Danny Ward, who dropped short, but not the best free kick there from Toffs. And it's Norwich back in possession. Town have to get the shape back here as Lys Malou with a good ball out to Mumba again. And Mumba's going to try and find Cantwell down the left, and I think Cantwell got the touch there first, and Colwill clattered into him. So it's going to be a free kick to Norwich on that Town left-hand side, not far away from the edge of the penalty area here, so a dangerous one for Town to have to defend. Just looking, I think that might be Delia Smith over on the far side in front of the kind of conservatory that the free kick's been taken from here. Let's ask our colleague to zoom in and see. Does look like it might be some members of the Norwich board. I know Norwich have had a regular board meeting this morning because I know Stuart was in it, so no surprise if we are seeing some of them. It's a free kick into the box. It's a high one, and straight away Lee Nichols with a big call and claim under absolutely no pressure whatsoever. And he's going to try and volley this ball forward towards Dwayne Holmes. Ballymumba does well to cover across and win the first header. And Omar Bamidele is going to go back to Placheta. Scott High again charging forward, but the press isn't behind him quite untouched. Although here's Lewis O'Brien, and Mumba, to be fair, does well to get that ball out. Now here's Lucas Rupp, the former Hoffenheim man, into Timo Pukki. He's got a bit too much space for those of us with a Town persuasion just to drive forward. He just poked the ball right to Cantwell as O'Brien scrambles back to try and get alongside him. Here's Cantwell. Town have now got good numbers back around the edge of their own penalty area. Lys Malou with a attempt to find Placheta on this far side. He looked a bit off balance as he played it, and Nichols again springs from his line to collect. Good play, Lee Nichols. Scott High and Hogg exchange passes. Here's Johnny Hogg again. Gives it to Levi Colwill. Colwill spreads the ball right to Matty Pearson. Pearson not with a lot of options in front of him. And well done, Dwayne Holmes there. Just leans into Rupp to win the ball. That ball's errant there from Dwayne. Well done, Scott High again, who's won possession back for his side. It's a couple of times now that Scott has done that. And Town sensibly spread it to the left-hand side for Harry Toffolo. He's got O'Brien inside him, and there is his great fend O'Brien. Tries to find the ball. Great play from Mumba, to be fair, who just blocked Toffolo's run off to try and get onto that return pass. Toffolo doesn't need to foul here, and Mumba does really well, gives it to Cantwell, although Town have won it back here, and it's Levi Colwill really high up the pitch. Colwill is eventually tackled by, I think it's Mumba again, but good play there from Town. Good Gagan pressing as we know it under David Wagner's days, recovering the ball after initially losing it, and they've earned themselves a throw-in far up the left-hand side. It was Levi Colwill really high up the pitch who won the ball back for his team there, just heading back towards his centre-half position. O'Brien and Toffolo exchange passes, and Toffs has gone down there. I think he was looking for a free kick, but not sure what it's going to be here. I think it's a Town throw-in. Yes, it is, yeah. Fair play if the referee thinks that the defender won the ball. Norwich's subs warming up behind us here in anticipation of the second half. It looks like Dwayne Holmes is going to put a long throw in towards the penalty area here, and it's a weapon we saw used sporadically in the second half of last season. Pearson going right onto the goalkeeper, Tim Krul. Levi Colwill just in front of him as well. Thrown into the near post where Colwill did get the first contact, but Cantwell is there to get clear. Here's Ollie Turton. Like I said, a few players missing for Town today, just as Town keep possession, but nothing too major to worry about on the injury front. The likes of Aaron Rowe, Pippa, Rolando Aarons, all back at Canal side doing conditioning work or looking after little injuries. Nothing major, I'm told. Town really keeping the pressure up here in the final moments of the half. And now Hyan exchange passes. I think he's tried to volley that into Josh Karoma, and Karoma will get there ahead of Mumba. And now here is Scott High again. Plays a 1-2, trying to find Toffolo. It's just too far ahead of him, and it's going to be played out to this right-hand side. And it's Pearson sensibly takes no chances there, just hooks the ball away from Timo Pukki. So it's a throw-in to Norwich bang on halfway. Playing multi-ball here, so Norwich quickly get the ball back in play. Good pressure there from Town. Shame we couldn't quite find the end result, but Scott High, Levi Colwill in particular, really pressing Norwich into a couple of errors there. As it is the Canaries who still lead, and that's a ball back towards Zimmerman. It was a bit short from Mumba, and Ward working hard there, wins well, momentarily blocks the pass. It's a throw in to Norwich just inside the Town half. Don't have an exact timer on our screens up here in the camera position, but we are roughly 38 minutes into this game, I believe. Still Norwich 1, Huddersfield Town 0 through that Timo Pukki goal. There's a forward run there from Cantwell off screen, but the ball is played right. Now here's Rashica, but Harry Toffolo does well just to hook the ball out of play before it can reach the cost of an international. One of the features of Norwich, they've got very good movement off the ball from the midfielders, loads of third-man runs. Good play there from O'Brien, just trying to tackle Cantwell, but Cantwell used his body well to shepherd the ball away. Toffolo hooks it to halfway, where Zimmerman squares it to Omar Bamadelli. Under pressure from Holmes, takes no chances, knocks the ball back to his centre-back colleague Zimmerman. Here is Lys Malou again, the Frenchman. Nice ball into Cantwell, who flicks it right for Rashica first time. Norwich just happy to keep possession here, move Town left to right at the moment. Town, lots of communication, lots of shuffling left and right from the Town back line and midfield. Important work ahead of the new season. That ball trying to be found towards Timo Pukki. Pearson had followed that run in behind Levi Colwill. Ball was blocked by the midfield anyway. As Mumba goes all the way back to Zimmerman, who finds Tim Krul midway inside the Norwich half. Krul's going to just looks for options and drives a long ball out towards Rashica on the right-hand side. Good knock from Krul, and that's equally good play from Lewis O'Brien to track the run of Cantwell in field. And Toffolo can only hook it as far as Lys Malou. Does really well, Lys Malou. He gets his header wrong, but his reading of the game is very good. He's picking up a lot of these second balls as Town clear the lines. Town will just take the time here. Harry Toffolo, the former Norwich City academy man. And they just settle things down here for the Terriers and just ensure we can keep hold of the ball. Ryan Schofield on the far side just warming up. I think we'll see Ryan for the second half. in his resplendent beetroot goalkeeper kit, which will be retailed in due course. Town with another friendly on Tuesday night, of course. Fleetwood Town away, the Sky Bet League One side, and you can attend that one. And tried to just clip that ball into the run behind of Dwayne Holmes, and Omar Bamidele takes no chances, heads the ball out. Town have got a few options here. O'Brien makes his way over to the right-hand side of the pitch. Here is Lewis on the dead ball line. He drives the ball against Kieran Dowell, who did pretty well there. It ends up coming off Lewis O'Brien and going out for a goal kick, so Town a little bit unlucky there. Good interception there from Jonathan Hogg, who's not going to pull out of that tackle despite it being a friendly. And look at Scott High all over Lucas Rupp again there. And High sprinting out to this right-hand side to try and win the ball off Omar Bamidele. Fantastic play from Scott High, and he gets a big round of applause from a couple of Town players there. Ollie Turton in particular, Lewis O'Brien, really appreciative of the hard work Scott got through. Omar Bamidele tight to this touchline, and Holmes knocks the ball dead with Plaheta trying to advance down the line. Matty Pearson barking instructions right in front of us here. Hope you can hear it on the stream, because it's really informative, this kind of stuff, actually. Well done, Ollie Turton, who nips inside to win the ball off Rupp. Here's Ward. Good ball to Turton, who's popped up in the middle of the pitch. Unfamiliar territory for the right back there, and good play there from Zimmerman, I think it was, or Dowell, in fact, to drive forward, although Colwell's done really well. Reeds play well, intercepts, and then Nichols swings the ball out towards Karoma. Well done, Josh, there. He's taken the ball down well under pressure from Kieran Dowell. Good play from Lee Nichols too, and Town back in possession here through Jonathan Hogg. Pearson's got Turton out to his right, and he doesn't turn the pass down. Here's Ollie Turton crossing halfway here, the former Crewe and Blackpool man. He's got Scott High inside him, and now here's Scott in possession this time, and he frees the space up for Hogg with that forward run. Hogg's got lots of bodies in yellow in front of him. He was trying to spread play there, but Norwich did quite a good job of cutting that off, and O'Brien is just rolled into O'Brien a little bit softly there, and in the end, yeah, I don't mind that from Dwayne Holmes, actually. Just stops the Norwich break. O'Brien's whinging at the referee again, feels there was a foul in that passage of play. Sensible stuff from Dwayne Holmes there. Might get a booking in a normal game, but just stopped that Norwich counter-attack in its tracks. Jonathan Hogg's having a word with the referee about that challenge on O'Brien. Town players not happy with Gavin Ward this half, you have to say. A couple of ones, particularly around the goal. They felt he got in the way of play before Town lost possession. They just felt he was a bit lenient on O'Brien. Plaheta's going to try and get in behind Ollie Turton, but well done Jonathan Hogg, who covered that perfectly and just clears the ball out of play on this far side, or his near side, sorry. Not far from half-time now, I don't think. It's still Norwich City 1, Huddersfield Town 0 here at the Lotus training ground, and it's a poor pass from Dowell, gives possession straight to Lewis O'Brien, who's under pressure, and O'Brien does get a free kick this time as Plaheta wins the ball, and I think the referee's going to have a word with Matty Pearson here, who's been reserving some of his shouting to the official. Matty making his feelings known there about some of the decisions that haven't gone Town's way this half, and just gets a bit of a warning from the referee to keep his opinions to himself. Scott High, great turn away from Lucas Rupp there from the academy graduate, and he plays the ball out right to Ollie Turton. He wants the ball back, does Scott High. He's looking for a ball in behind, and now here is Scott, and the ball is crossed, and it's gone in, and it's as close as anyone. In fact, just looking, the referee's given a free kick to Norwich for a foul on Mumba. Dwayne Holmes very audibly made his thoughts clear on that decision, and sorry if you picked that up on the camera, but great play from Scott High again there. Won the ball back for his side, got in behind, and a fantastic whipped ball towards Karoma at the far post. It looked like a soft one, the free kick, but more encouraging stuff from Scotty. The nicest guy as well, Scott High. Known Scott for a long time, obviously through his academy days. Diligent worker. Great learner as well, will do exactly what the coaches tell him. You can see Scott's adapted his game, actually. He's always been a ball player in Town's academy side, like a number 6, think of Jonathan Hogg, really. Well done, Levi Colwell, who just wins the first header. But Scott has really adapted his game to what Carlos Corberan's looking for. A lot of running all over the pitch. He's tireless kind of work that he puts in for his side. Obviously, a big thing, an emphasis that Carlos Corberán puts on play. Scott High there is. In fact, it's Jonathan Hogg that's just clipped his heels are clipped as he plays that pass. But good to see Scott making an impression this pre-season. Now O'Brien tries to drift the ball in towards Turton, but in fact Plaheta almost helped it on its way in the end there. It just under-hit to start with. So it's going to be a throw into Town here. Town finishing this half well, you have to say, actually. They've looked pretty good for the last 5-10 minutes. Pushed Norwich back, just need to find that chance on goal. I've had a few shots off target so far. Ward, Colwill with the header, Karoma with his header. They've all just gone off target at the moment. Just need to properly test Tim Krul in goal. Here's O'Brien, pops a sensible ball to Pearson. Pearson into Holmes. Holmes has got O'Brien for company. He's got Dowell nearby, so he plays the ball. And then Holmes out to Turton. Holmes on the move there. Ollie Turton comes inside, gives it to O'Brien. Patient passing here. Now the ball will be moved to the left. That's that trademark drive to the left-hand side, out towards Josh Karoma from Hogg. Karoma with a great back heel in towards Toffolo. Toffolo now goes to the dead ball line, tries to find someone at the back post. It looks like he was trying to find Dwayne Holmes. Sensible stuff from Plaheta, the left back. And that's going to be the final action of the first half, where Town have showed plenty, I feel, but they do trail at the interval. It's Norwich City 1, Huddersfield Town 0. We'll join you on HTTV for the second half in around 15 minutes' time. Welcome back to the Lotus Training Centre for today's second half of the pre-season friendly between Premier League Norwich City and your very own Huddersfield Town. Just out of breath here as I've climbed up the gantry ladder, so apologies for a second. We're just waiting to see who's come out for the second half. It does look like it's an unchanged side for Town. Same can't be said for our hosts at Norwich City. Just having a quick look through the figures in the Navy away strip. Yeah, it does look like the same team for Town. So if you are just joining us, thank you very much for coming on to HGTV this afternoon. It is Norwich City 1, Huddersfield Town 0. After the first 45 minutes, an early Timo Pukki goal in around the 12th minute separating the sides. Town, despite that, have been pretty good, I think, and have matched their Premier League hosts, I would say, today. Just looking, there is actually one change for Town because Ryan Schofield's going to start the second half in goal. Short of that, it is the same lineup that started the first half as Town try and get more minutes into the players' legs ahead of the start of the competitive season. So if you are just joining us, it's Harry Toffolo at left back, Levi Colwill, Matty Pearson and Ollie Turton completing the back four. Jonathan Hogg, the skipper, Lewis O'Brien and Scott High is the central midfield three. Thank you very much, Stuart Webber. He's just brought me a tea up. What a man. Don't forget his roots. Like that, thank you. Yeah, will do. And then we've got Josh Karoma on the left, Dwayne Holmes on the right, and Danny Ward central in attack. Jordan Hugill is one of the subs that's come on for the second half here for Norwich City, the number 9. Waiting to take kick-off for this second period. It is a largely unchanged side, however. I'm just looking, there is another change on the wings, I think, and we'll take you through who those players are in due course as Norwich get us underway in this second 45 minutes. And it's Scott High, who I thought had a really good first half, actually. He was pressing the players, and it is the goalkeeper, I think, is Michael McGovern, although I will double check that as play gets underway. Omar Bamadele has to go back to his goalkeeper, of course. And it's a foul that gives an early free kick to Norwich City. And there's another blow from the referee. I think he's having to go at Dwayne Holmes there for saying something. Town, if you are missing, a bit unhappy with the referee in the first half. Yes, Adam Ida, Jordan Hugill, Onel Hernandez, who's the winger on this near side. And McGovern, the goalkeeper, the Northern Irishman, the 37-year-old, just in possession of the ball there. We're on for this second half. One change for the Terriers, as we said, Ryan Schofield on. That's good pressure from Town, who forced the ball. An error moving forward, so Ollie Turton's going to take this throw in midway inside the Norwich City half. He's got movement from Holmes, from High and O'Brien in front of him. Turton just waiting, and he fakes the throw forward, and then Scott High apologises to Turton there because he half volleys the ball back at shoulder height to Ollie, and it goes out for a throw into Norwich. So Lise Malou's been good, the Frenchman, but Town win the ball back early here, and Karoma's got Ballymumba right behind him, so he chooses to go infield and spread the ball right to Turton. Turton goes ahead of Holmes. Holmes pops the ball into Scott High, and he returns the favour there to Scott, but Hogg, with too many bodies in front of him, has to go back to Pearson momentarily. Here is Holmes and Hogg exchanging passes. Good ball out from Jonathan Hogg to Ollie Turton, who gives it to Holmes. Good ball back from Holmes there. Now Turton crosses, low ball in towards the near post. Omar Bamadele does well to clear the ball behind. Really good interplay there from Holmes and Turton. We saw some of that at Southport last Saturday, and again there, good 1-2 from two new teammates that have won Town this corner out on this far side. It's going to be Dwayne Holmes on the set piece once again. We have got a few more senior subs here this afternoon, so as you know, Ryan Schofield now on. Got Josh Ruffles, Jordan Rhodes, of course, the former Norwich City loanee, Sorba Thomas, and a handful of other younger players from the B team ready to come on. Now, the ball's into the bar, and it's gone onto the head of Colwill again, who's won 2 corners now, but he just loops the header out of that crowd wide of McGovern's right-hand post. Good win, though, from Levi Colwill again, who's done himself no harm at all so far in his first 46-47 minutes of today's game. Starting in place of Naby Sarr. Naby is here today with the squad. He's been with the squad in Colchester all week. Good win from Colwill again there, just as we're talking. But just suffering with a little bit of a back complaint at the moment, so no risks taken in pre-season in terms of today's game. And Levi's come in and done pretty well for my money so far. Here is the Chelsea loan. He fakes the pass inside to O'Brien, gives it to Toffolo. Toffolo into Karoma. Exchange of 1-2, those two. And now here's Scott High. High, great first time ball out to O'Brien. Gets the ball back from O'Brien. He's got Lucas Rupp behind him, so he goes back to Lewis O'Brien, the two academy graduates, and that's a good ball into Toffolo. Toffolo rides one challenge. He's got Rupp on his back, Harry Toffolo. Toffolo crosses. It's cleared just away from the near post by Plaheta, and that's really good play down this left-hand side from the Terriers. Toffolo manages to get free, put into space by High, rode one challenge, crosses the ball, rolls it across the face of goal, and in the head, Plaheta, the pole, does enough just to hook the ball out for another corner to the Terriers. Really good start again to the half from Town. Here's Dwayne Holmes. Jordan Rhodes warming up on that far side now. Holmes puts one in. It was Zimmerman who won the initial ball, and now Ward's going to try and go outside Adam Ider, I think, who's just holding him. He's done pretty well here, Danny Ward, actually. He tried to volley the ball, but in the end it was Lise Malou just got a toe to it. Norwich clear into the Town half, where Ryan Schofield and Scott High are waiting. Scoey is the call from Lewis O'Brien, who gets the ball and just settles on it as Town get the shape back after that couple of attacking corners, and Pearson gives Hogg a big shout to get the ball. Town pretty much back in possession now. Levi Colwill back at centre half. Ollie Turton under a challenge from Manuel Hernandez just tries to win that ball back, and I think they're going to give a free kick against Turton here. It was a bit of a lunging one. Dwayne Holmes is feigning ignorance there as he drives the ball in towards Josh Karoma's feet, but it is a free kick to Norwich around the halfway line for that sliding tackle by Turton. Yeah, we've got Jordan Rhodes, Josh Ruffles, Sorba Thomas and Romany Critchlow all warming up on the far side at the moment for the Terriers, so expect we might see those guys in the second half. Here's the ball clipped out towards Mumba, who heads the ball inside, and then Colwill has to take it on his knee momentarily, and Toffolo hooks it forward towards Josh Karoma. Karoma, sensible pass inside to Lewis O'Brien. O'Brien's trying to send that ball arcing round Zimmerman, but he just does enough to get there in front of... Oh, that's a terrible ball out to Dwayne Holmes, but Holmes can't take it in. McGovern got that clearance all wrong there and almost presented Town with an opportunity to counter on them. But positive stuff from the Terriers here in the early going as High forces McGovern to drive the ball towards halfway, and Pearson wins the physical challenge ahead of his the striker, Jordan Hugill. And now Town on the attack once again, although High misplaces that pass and gives possession back to Lise Malou. McGovern finds his man this time, just rolls the ball out to Omabama Daly, and that's a good ball into Lucas Rupp. And now Norwich play that ball well, come over halfway, and they've got men over on that Town right for a second here as Plaheta drives forward, gives it to Adam Ider, the big physical Republic of Ireland international. Plaheta drops the ball into Anel Hernandez. Hernandez rolls onto his right. It's a good shot, but straight down the middle of the goal, and Schofield is well positioned just to knock that ball into the air and collect it at the second chance. Good effort from the Cuban winger there, though. I think he's the first ever Cuban to play in the Premier League, Anel Hernandez. He'll get the opportunity again this season. Ball back with Ryan Schofield under pressure from Jordan Hugill, drives the ball towards halfway, and it's a good, sensible header inside from Lise Malou, the Frenchman, and now here's Lucas Rupp, the former Hoffenheim midfielder, plays a good 1-2 with Adam Ider, and now Kieran Dowell plays it out to Bally Mumba. Mumba knocks the ball down to his striker Ider. Ider's under heavy pressure from Levi Colwill, and Colwill does brilliantly, just eases Adam Ider off the ball. Good play from Ward and Karoma there. Now O'Brien can go over halfway, and that's a foul. Christoph Zimmerman just drags Josh Karoma down. Karoma not happy with the challenge. Gavin Ward you have to pretty much murder someone in a pre-season friendly to get a yellow card, so nothing given there. He just comes and tells us where to take the free kick from. But good move again from Town there, down this left-hand side. Such an outlet success for Town, regardless of the players that play here. We saw it on Saturday where Sorba Thomas was in place of Josh Karoma. Didn't stun to the left-hand side. Town have it underway again. Really good defending from Levi Colwill again. We should mention that set Town on that break. He just eased Adam Ider off the ball and set his side away. He's been really good today, Levi Colwill. Good strength there from Ollie Turton just to push Hernandez off the ball as he challenged, and Colwill uses Hogg to get the ball out to this left-hand side, and good sensible play there inside, and now Ward flicks the ball inside. Now here's Scott High through on goal. Can Scott do? He's onto his right hand foot, onto his left again. Scott High shoots, and it's just pushed wide by the hand of McGovern, I think, in the end. But really, really good stuff there from the Terriers. Great interplay between Ward, Karoma and Toffolo, and it put high away, jinked right, went left-hand side, took the shot on his left hand, and I think it's the hand of McGovern that's just pushed the ball wide there. But really good stuff from Scott again. Really encouraging start to the second half from the Terriers. Now what can they do? Dwayne Holmes, ball towards the penalty spot. He's got Colwill again, who's won his third header of the afternoon from the corner, but again just couldn't get enough power on it. Just loops the ball into the air and McGovern collects. McGovern's going to try and find Adam Ida here, and O'Brien lets it bounce, and then Schofield very calmly just moves the ball into Levi Colwill. Good play from Ryan there, and from Lewis O'Brien as well as the covering defender. Hogg drills the ball out to Dwayne Holmes, who just stops his run and to pick up the ball on his chest ahead of Plaheta. Hogg again just rolls the ball into Holmes. Holmes just tried to check back there, and fair play to Plaheta, the left back, who's done well just to win the ball back for his side, although he's been driven backwards by Jonathan Hogg, desperately looking for an option. It's a terrible pass from Plaheta, and now here's Josh Karoma. Karoma, oh, it's a bad effort from Josh in the end. Tried to fake the goalkeeper and go inside the near post, but great stuff there from Hogg. Forced a big error from Plaheta. The ball ran to Josh Karoma, and that's a huge chance for Town's top scorer from last season. And he's got that one all wrong, unfortunately. He was trying to look to bend that one inside the far post. In the end, tried to fake it and go inside the near and just horribly choke that shot wide of the near post. But really, really good stuff from Jonathan Hogg and the Town team again to create that opportunity. Town have been good this second half so far, but not clinical enough just yet, as the ball is drifted into Ida and Pearson wins the ball momentarily, but Norwich keep it, and now Rupp goes back to Omabamidele, who receives the ball back cleverly from McGovern, the goalkeeper, and here is the centre-back. Plaheta under pressure from Ollie Turton, but he does well, and Rupp comes away with it. Good defending from Matty Pearson. It's a soft one again. Pearson just barged into Adam Ida. That's a good ball out to this right-hand side just to play. Norwich very quickly get the play underway. Now here's Onel Hernandez, the winger. Hernandez tries to play that ball in first time, but Colwill did enough just to kill the momentum of the cross. Good play from Hernandez again, but good header from Toffolo, cleverly taken up Colwill's position in the centre there. Norwich's first sustained period of pressure here, though, as Dowell flicks the ball out to Ballymumba. Mumba inside to Lys Malou. Lys Malou drifts the ball to the left for Plaheta. Plaheta's got Turton for company again here down that side. He's going to try and go on the outside of Ollie, but Turton stands his ground and forces Plaheta backwards. Here's Omabamidele, the young centre-half, into Christoph Zimmerman. Zimmerman into Mumba. Good period of play here from Norwich. It's the first sustained period of possession that they've had, but Danny Ward drives Norwich City backwards through his good press, and now O'Brien is going to force his man into action, and Toffolo does well. Nicks in front of the ball. It's a great tackle from Harry Toffolo. Norwich wanting a free kick, but Toffolo clearly got in front of his man and nicked the ball away. So it's a throw into Norwich. Here's Kieran Dowell, who spreads the play out to Omabamidele, and High wasn't far off getting that ball there, but it's good play from Norwich, although that ball there dead straight, trying to find the run of Hugill, the former Preston striker, and it's through to Ryan Schofield. So Town back in possession again, and it's Levi Colwill, the calmest man in Norfolk on the possession, you have to say. He just waits and picks his passes beautifully. Now he has Toffolo over halfway. Toffolo tries to find Karoma. A little bit of a jam there, as video editor Sam East required to collect the ball there and roll it backwards. Here's Toffolo looking for options. He's got Ward coming short for it here, and Danny Ward does well there. Good touch from Danny Ward, and sensibly rolls the ball back to Jonathan Hogg. Hogg to Turton. Really enjoying watching this Town team play this afternoon. I don't know about you guys, I hope you are. Be great to see Town get back on level terms here against the Premier League opposition. 1-0 down through that goal from Finland striker Timo Pukki. Town just need to be careful here, and that's a foul. Clever play there from Colwill. Just drew the foul from Hernandez, went down and won his side a free kick, and he's quickly set them on the way again through O'Brien. O'Brien finds Hogg, who tries to poke the ball into Scott High's run, but can't do it, and now it's a great knock there to Onel Hernandez, the Cuban. Just plays the ball too far in front of Adam Ida, the striker, so Ida's forced wide, and Town can scramble back here. Here's Plaheta. Plaheta tries to go around the outside of Dwayne Holmes, and does. Plaheta Good cross there. It's a great shout from Ryan Schofield there, actually, because looked like Ollie Turton was going to clear that one. He got the shout from Schofield, ducked, and allowed his goalkeeper to take the ball. So well done, Ryan. Town have got two good goalkeeping options here on the evidence of pre-season. Lee Nichols has been great so far, the former MK Dons man, and Schofield certainly doing himself no harm in his performances either. Town in possession again, and Colwell tries to find Turton, although he's got that one wrong on this occasion, and it's drops into Adam Ida. Good defending there from Matty Pearson, although he then brings Ida down on the second one, and it's a free kick to Norwich, probably around 25-30 yards from goal here. Pearson just forced to bring Ida down, and the referee will mark the position that the free kick takes from. This is Kieran Dowell territory, you've got to think, the former Everton man. Ballymumba is making an option wide on the right-hand side. In fact, no, he's going to fetch a ball, forgive me. All the balls dotted around the edge of the pitch here from by Norwich City. So Dowell and Plaheta, the two interested parties here. Both left-footed, of course. I think this is Kieran Dowell's. Wall doesn't look 10 yards away from where we are, but not really bothered about that, given that I'm here of a Town persuasion. Just need to keep an eye on Lucas Rupp here, Town, and Dwayne Holmes isn't really paying attention, but it's curled through the end. It's a good one-handed save down to his right-hand side from Ryan Schofield there. That ball bending over the wall, just ducking in right in the bottom right-hand corner of Schofield's goal, and he did really well there, Ryan. That's his strength. Real good shot stopper, Ryan Schofield. Got down well. Strong right hand, just pushed the ball round his post. Good stuff from the academy graduate. Corner to Town here. It's to Norwich, forgive me. And it's Plaheta who's going to deliver. Some big men in the box here for them. It's a header clear by Levi Colwell again, who's got his head onto every single corner at both ends so far today. And it's a sensible clearance to halfway where Mumba is forced backwards by Dwayne Holmes. Michael McGovern, the Northern Irishman, is just looking for an option. He clips a nice ball into Lucas Rupp, who nods it out to the left-hand side where Ballymumba, the right-back, has taken up station for a second here. Here's Christoph Zimmerman. Danny Ward now is going to charge onto Omabamidele and see if he can win the ball back. Although Mumba's done well there, although he messes the pass up after having said that. He just skipped clear of Dwayne Holmes, but then got the pass very wrong, actually, and Holmes taking a bit too long there with Mumba close by. He just shielded the ball out for a throw-in, however, and just looking now, Carlos Corberán sends a number of his subs out for a warm-up on the right-hand side as Town in possession midway inside the Norwich half here. So just looking for options here. O'Brien just ran beyond. Levi Colwell's kind of popped into a midfield position, trying to pick the ball up here. Good touch, Matty Pearson there. Ward tried to pop it into Dwayne Holmes, but he's lost the ball, and now Dowell comes away with it. Good stuff from Dowell, who knocks the ball left to Onel Hernandez, the winger. He's got Hugel on the back post at the moment, and he does go big for Jordan Hugel, and Hugel wins it above Toffolo, but Toffs has done enough there, just got underneath Hugel and forces the big striker to nod the ball comfortably over Ryan Schofield's crossbar. I think we're going to see Jordan Rhodes and Sorba Thomas introduced here shortly, and Josh Ruffles as well. Carlos Corberán just trying to make the substitutions now before this goal kick is taken as we around the hour mark here, so we'll see some subs here. Sorba Thomas been really impressive in pre-season for Town so far. I think Jordan Rhodes will be coming on for Danny Ward. Looks like that might be the end of Dwayne Holmes this afternoon as well. And just looking to see who Josh Ruffles is coming on for here. Yeah, that's Dwayne Holmes done. Might be Scott High that is coming off here as well. So that might mean Josh Ruffles comes into midfield, which is a position he's played quite a bit in his career. Was a midfielder in the Coventry Academy. Played there for Oxford United on occasion as well. So yeah, Ruffles is going to make part of the midfield three instead of Scott High, who I think's done really well this afternoon. Sorba Thomas on the right wing instead of Dwayne Holmes. And Jordan Rhodes on up front in place of Danny Ward. Sorba right into the action here as Ryan Schofield drills the ball out towards him and Plaheta, and Sorba battling hard with Plaheta, and that's a foul on Jordan Rhodes from Omabamidele, so it's a free kick to Town with the substitutes right into the action straight away here. Jordan, of course, had a season on loan here at Norwich City, but it was the season that Timo Pukki really came to prominence signed in the same summer from Brøndby as a free transfer. Timo Pukki must rank up as one of the best free transfers in recent championship history. Jordan often used as a sub by Norwich City. But it's a free kick here. Jordan's won that free kick off on Mabamidele, and Colwill an obvious target here for Karoma and Thomas, because he's won every single header from a corner so far. Good ball in there from Thomas, but Lys Malou wins the first ball. But Karoma has charged across from where he took the free kick, or where he was on the free kick, to get that ball. Great feet from Lewis O'Brien, and now here's Karoma. Surrounded by people here, Josh. He just rolls the ball under his feet. Now Toffolo gets underneath. This shot from Toffolo that goes just wide of the far post. Toff's getting a look here from Lewis O'Brien as to why he didn't square the ball, but he's in shooting position there, Harry Toffolo, just outside the 6-yard box, and that was another big opportunity for the Terriers to draw level. Really good feet from both Karoma and O'Brien there, you have to say, but Toffs has got 3 goals in town colours, of course, in competitive action, in a great position there, just drove the ball wide under challenge from Omobamidele. More good play from the Terriers, though. Been good for large spells in this game here against tough opposition today, but still 1-0 down. Of course, it's not all about that in pre-season, but it'd been nice if Town could draw a level, as Hogg wins possession back from his side ahead of Ida, and that's a great ball inside. Here's Sorba Thomas, who's onside, and Thomas runs Pletter on the outside, and now he gives the slightly bizarre stuff from the linesman there, who let Sorba Thomas settle on the ball, went back inside, and then gave the offside flag there. It's a shame, because it was a nice flick into Sorba's path from Jordan Rhodes. I do like this duo on the wings here, exciting duo, Josh Karoma and Sorba Thomas. 2 out-and-out wingers deployed by Carlos Corberán at the moment, and the kind of wingers that you'd think Jordan Rhodes would thrive upon their service and then get good balls into the box for the once prolific Town striker in his first spell at Town here. As it is, it's Michael McGovern with the free kick here from Norwich, the Northern Irish keeper. There's another substitute actually coming on. I've not quite seen. In fact, it's the end of Ballymumba's afternoon. That's Max Aarons who's come on, so it certainly doesn't weaken the Norwich side at all. Max Aarons, the England under-21 international. Expect to see plenty of first-team action from him in the Premier League this coming season. Ball driven forward towards Adam Ida, but Pearson just sensibly puts Ida underneath the ball and allows it to drift through to Ryan Schofield. Ryan just exchanges passes with Ollie Turton. He's got players out to his left here, and indeed he does give it to Levi Colwill, the centre-back. Hogg has just come to draw Dowell out of the middle here and give the ball back to Ryan. Ryan drifts the ball out towards Turton. Turton wins the first header, and now it's good play from Omobamidele, who wins it in front of Thomas and gives it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Jordan Rhodes pressing hard here. The ball is driven out towards Onel Hernandez, but it's does quite well there. Hernandez just uses his body to make sure that Toffolo can't get the ball, and he's just ridden the challenge of Toffolo there, the Cuban, and he swings a low ball in, but Colwill does really well to block the cross at the near post in conceding a corner in due course. But good play from Hernandez there. He's a strong, powerful runner. Not many players that can ride challenges from Harry Toffolo like that, but he did so successfully, and he's won his side a corner here that Plaheta, the Pole, will take. Zimmerman, the obvious target again in the box here. He is absolutely huge, the big German centre-half. Hernandez just coming short to offer an option to Plaheta here, and Sorba Thomas and Josh Karoma keeping an eye on it. It's in towards the near post. Really good effort from Jordan Hugel, and an equally good save from Ryan Schofield there, because that came through a crowd of players there. Hugel got to the ball, an outstretched leg ahead of a couple of Town players. It's Ollie Turton that's marking Hugel, but really good reactions from Ryan Schofield to push that one around his near post. And Hernandez tries to go around Josh Karoma and finds Karoma a strong opponent there, but he does well to keep the ball alive. Here's Plaheta, the Polish winger. Jordan Rhodes do good defensive work there to stop that back heel from Dowell, and Town clear to halfway. Max Aarons with his first touch on the ball just swings the ball left to his defensive colleague Omobamidele. Now here's Christoph Zimmerman. Plaheta tries a rather elaborate flick in field, but Sorba Thomas is able to head that one, and he flicks the ball into the path of Lewis O'Brien, but the ball's up in the air a little bit here at the moment. It's good play there from Lucas Rupp, but Ruffles stops him from advancing any further. Here's Onel Hernandez now, who's going to run at Harry Toffolo again, and he tries to go outside Toffolo, and it's another good effort from Hernandez and another good save at his near post from Ryan Schofield. And Hernandez causing Toffolo problems here down this town left at the moment. Really direct player. Played in German football, grew up in Germany, moved from Cuba at 6 with his family, grew up in Germany, played in German football. I believe he was signed from Eintracht Braunschweig of all places, but been a Norwich player for a few years now. Actually gained a lot of fame because he famously asked him, and let's break off here for a second because Kieran Dowell's just coming in field, and Ruffles forces an errant pass, and it's Karoma that plays the ball to halfway. Yeah, Onel Hernandez in the matchday programme for Norwich was asked what he loves about England, and he said Argos. Really likes the fact that you've got a catalogue where you can look through and buy pretty much anything, and he ended up opening an Argos store in Norwich on the back of that comment, so always stuck in my head since. Norwich, a good spell of possession here now though. This is the best spell they've had in the second half so far, as Plaheta, the winger, well played inside there by Lys Malou to Rupp, and now here's Hernandez again, who's got... He's going to try and go back onto that right foot. He crosses again. It's another good ball, but Hogg excellently positioned to pick up the ball. And now Karoma. He's got 3 men for company, really, Josh Karoma. And Norwich win the ball back through Lucas Rupp. Now here's Lys Malou out to Hernandez. Good hunting of the ball there from the Norwich midfielders. Lys Malou and Rupp exchange passes. O'Brien a little bit late there on Lys Malou. I think he'll be okay, I suspect. Lewis O'Brien laughing at Lys Malou there as he gets up, but welcome to English football player Lys Malou. Oh, Matty Pearson with a strong challenge there to win the ball back off Dowell. It was good in the end, and now Sorba Thomas freed into space. He's got Omobama Daly for company. He's going to try and run Omobama Daly on the outside, and he's done well there. The centre-back is certainly mobile, but Sorba Thomas wins his side a corner. Good direct play from the former Boreham Woodman. Gets Town up the pitch. Just looking here, I think that's Brahima Diarra that's about to come on for the Terriers, who I know caught the eye at Southport earlier this season. Or, sorry, last week, I should say. The talented 18-year-old Frenchman is about to come on. I wonder if that's the end of Josh Karoma's afternoon. He's looking a bit leggy here, Josh, and obviously had that period of isolation. Anyway, corner. Sorba Thomas, good quality. Into the box, great ball from Sorba. And I think that came straight off Jordan Hugill, but the referee disagrees with me and says it came off a Town man. Jonathan Hogg politely disagrees, I would say, with the referee, but it's not going to make a difference. And I think that's going to be the end of someone's afternoon. I'm just looking around to see... Yeah, referee's just going to stop Norwich from playing out here because there is going to be a sub, and it is going to be Josh Karoma, who's got through a good 65... 70 minutes here, I suspect, just looking at the clock. So fair play, good to see Josh back from his isolation, and that will mean Josh Ruffles goes out to the left-hand side in that slightly unusual left-wing position, but for now it's all about getting minutes under Josh's belt. And it's Brahima Diarra that's on the pitch, the young Frenchman from the Town Academy. He's going to go right up in that kind of highest midfield position. Really exciting lad, Brahima. This is going to be a real test for him. Did well in his 13 minutes on the pitch against Southport on the weekend. Went very close to scoring. Good win there from Matty Pearson. And now here's Diarra straight into action. He wins the ball off Lucas Rupp, and he's under pressure here from Hernandez and just pops the ball back to Levi Colwill. Colwill into O'Brien. Good one too. That's a nasty one from Lys Malou there, who's just making the point that he got fouled by Lewis O'Brien earlier. Feel there might be an element of retribution in that from the former Nice man, and it's not too clever, that one. Stood on his Achilles there, and I think Jonathan Hogg might just have a word with Lys Malou here. Hogg is staring down Lys Malou there. Painful one for Lewis O'Brien. Looks like he's going to be okay to continue. Just got trod on the back of his Achilles there. Nice spirit to this game, it has to be said. Lewis O'Brien and the referee just having a laugh there after some disagreements in the first half. Zimmerman and Jordan Rhodes having a laugh as well, their mates from their previous time together in the Norwich squad. Jordan Rhodes with a good touch there, out to the right-hand side. Now it's Town in possession. Sorba Thomas with a good cross towards the back post. Here's Jordan Rhodes, who's going to spin on it, and he tries an ambitious half volley on the turn. It goes considerably wide of the goal, but more good play from Sorba Thomas on the right-hand side there for Town. Jordan desperate to get back on the score sheet for his beloved Huddersfield Town, but that was an ambitious one. Most of Jordan's goals come from a bit closer to the goal than that. Good play from Town again, though, down that right-hand side. It was a good initial layoff from Jordan. McGovern drives the ball forward towards Jordan Hugill. Hugill takes it down, but he's got Pearson right up against him there, and Plaheta equally forced backwards. Jordan Rhodes comes back to win the ball for his side, and Jordan does really well there, just gets in front of Rupp, and in fact, at least Malou, sorry, and goes down under the challenge to win his ball. Jonathan Hogg asking Harry Toffolo to drive forward, and then he gives a perfect ball out to Toffolo on this far side. Hernandez does well, comes back and wins the ball. Toffolo goes back to Levi Colwill. Here's Pearson, he's got Hugill for company, and he clips a good ball into Sorba Thomas there, does Matty Pearson. Thomas has got Rupp again for company, tries to find Brahima Diarra, and Diarra's done well, he's won the ball back for his team there. Now here's Brahima Diarra again. The young Frenchman. Diarra tries to put one in towards Jordan Rhodes, but just gets that one wrong there, Brahima. He just floats the ball over the crossbar. It would have had to be a pretty precise ball to find its target. Good to see Brahima involved with the first team here. He's obviously a player that we all have a lot of hope for at Huddersfield Town. Good to see him involved again. Obviously made his championship debut last season as a substitute in a tough afternoon at Bournemouth, and Levi Colwill gives the ball great head from Brahima Diarra under no pressure there out to Ollie Turton, and Diarra, a pretty lively challenge there from, I think, Kieran Dowell on Ollie Turton, but no harm done, and Town in possession again here. Diarra playing very high up the pitch, actually. He's pretty close at times to Jordan Rhodes. Here is Brahima, who gets the ball off Turton and gives the ball to Sorba Thomas. Just lets it run across him there, Brahima, a bit errant. And great win there from Jonathan Hogg. Steps in front of Jordan Hugill to win that ball. Typical stuff from Hoggy there. What he's made a great career doing. Town really at it here at the moment. Front foot stuff from the Terriers, and Pearson gets the ball through to Sorba Thomas. Thomas has got Ruffles free on the left-hand side, but he couldn't turn and give the ball. But Lewis O'Brien can move the ball out to the left-hand side. And here's Harry Toffolo here. He's got O'Brien running on the outside, and O'Brien does pick the ball up ahead of Max Aarons. Here's Toffolo. Toffolo tries to cross early, but it's good defending from Aarons, and it's out for a throw-in for the Terriers on this left-hand side. Good play from Town at the moment. They're trying to exert some pressure on their hosts. Good defending from Hernandez, though, then clips the ball clear, and it's a good run from Adam Ider, who's got space down this left-hand side to go into. It's a poor ball inside, though, in the end, and it's easy for Turton to cut out. Colwill, good recovery pace there to get back alongside him, and now O'Brien fizzes the ball out to the right-hand side for Sorba Thomas. Thomas has got Diarra on his outside. He's looking inside here, and he gives it to Lewis O'Brien. O'Brien's got Ruffles inside him. Tries to find Toffolo with a reverse pass, but it's run through to McGovern. Difficult one to execute there for Lewis, and just didn't get that execution correct. That gives Norwich the ability to get the ball back here, and Rupp and Zimmerman just exchange passes. Here's Max Aarons. Town still have subs warming up on the far side here, a few of the younger players, like Sir Matty Daly, Josh Osterfield, Ben Jackson, Romney Critchlow on the bench this afternoon. Norwich just happy to keep possession right now, although Rhodes just sneaks up on the blind side of Zimmerman momentarily and forces the pace a little bit. Plaheta ducks around the outside of Sorba Thomas. That was nice work, and then Hugill goes down under a pretty light challenge from Matty Pearson, and the referee goes for it. Quickly, ball is back in play with Zimmerman. Zimmerman out to Max Aarons. He's got Ruffles for company as he comes inside. Omabama Daly steps over halfway. Omabama Daly and Lucas Rupp just exchanging passes, and it's a good ball out to Plaheta on this in front of the Town bench. Here's Kieran Dowell. He's got O'Brien and Thomas for company. Good play from Town. Turton wins the ball back, although equally good stuff from Kieran Dowell. Sorba Thomas does well. Tries to flick the ball into Jordan Rhodes, but he's just off balance on his heels there, Jordan. I don't think he was expecting that early pass from Sorba Thomas. Now Ruffles makes his way out to stop Aaron's advancing forward. Brima Diarra and Jordan Rhodes just sorting themselves out here in terms of the press, and Diarra presses McGovern. Bamadelli's under pressure from Jordan Rhodes and goes backwards, and Diarra's just going to go back to the goalkeeper there. McGovern's still happy to try and move the ball out, and Norwich staying patient here as Hogg gets in front of Dowell to knock the ball out for a throw-in on that far side. Lise Malou plays the ball out to Max Aarons, who's got Josh Ruffles stopping him from moving forward. And in fact, Ruffles does well, forces Aarons all the way back, and that's a clipped ball into Lucas Rupp, but Rupp's header finds Josh Ruffles, who just holds Lise Malou off and then plays the ball out to Harry Toffolo on the left-hand side. Toffolo tries to find Ruffles' run, but Aarons does well and cuts the ball out, and Aarons is heading towards his own goal line here, and Zimmerman can only clip it forward. Lewis O'Brien stops that from going too far. Good win from Jordan Rhodes there ahead of Zimmerman, and Bamadelli has to volley the ball out to the left-hand side. Good press there from Town as they keep the ball in the Norwich half, and now Toffolo exchanges that pass with O'Brien. O'Brien's got space for the return pass, and now he's just looking, and Sorba Thomas has taken up a great position in field. Thomas, great pass into Jordan Rhodes, although good defending from Zimmerman there, just stepped across as it looked like Jordan would step into the penalty area free on goal there. Good defending from the German. Ollie Turton brings down Onel Hernandez. Really good play from Sorba Thomas, again drifted in field into an intelligent position to pick up space. Looked like his reverse pass had found Jordan Rhodes clear, but Zimmerman just does enough to stop Jordan from advancing on goal. Now Lise Malou in space just inside the Town half. Well, that's a poor pass. Adam Ida wasn't really looking at where the ball was going there, so Town can pick it up. Josh Ruffles can turn, and Colwill gets a bit lucky there. Just yeah, and it's a Town throw in. Just checking the linesman just behind the gantry position. You might notice Alex Vallejo just sat on this far side. Alex, like Nabisar, with the squad this week, but just suffering with a knock. Alex, so no risk taken with the game today, so he's instead a spectator. One of very few here at the Lotus training ground today. Ollie Turton thought about playing that ball to Sorba Thomas, but Sorba checks and gets the ball short instead. Here's Diarra. He's got man for company, Brahima, but he's not bothered about that. Tried to slide the ball through to Jordan Rhodes, but it's cut out. So instead, Town recycle through Turton and Thomas. Good ball into Lewis O'Brien inside the penalty area. Now Josh Ruffles with a shot, although it's blocked by Zimmerman once again. Good play from Town. Turton keeps the ball alive. Here's Sorba Thomas wide to the right touchline. Sorba backheels it to Lewis O'Brien. Nice play from Sorba Thomas. Jonathan Hogg into Brahima Diarra, who takes a great touch inside the penalty area. Knocks it back to Jordan Rhodes. Rhodes shoots another block, this time from Bamadelli. Norwich's centre halves earning the corner this afternoon, and this time McGovern takes no chances, just knocks the ball dead on the far side. Really good attacking pressure here from the Terriers. The right-hand side's come to life now as well through Sorba Thomas. Brahima Diarra's getting more and more involved, and here is the young Frenchman, just turned 18 this month. Good ball inside to Ollie Turton, who finds himself in the penalty area. Turton tries to find his man, and Max Aarons with an ugly hack out for a corner to Town again. But really good stuff from Town. That right-hand side is suddenly a massive threat to Plaheta down the left-hand side for Norwich. Sorba Thomas, I do like the look of. He's lively every single time he's been on the pitch for Town. He's got really good quality as well. It's, I suppose, the worry when you come from non-league, but no such problems with Sorba Thomas. You've seen that from his set-piece delivery. Consistently good. I'm killing him here as he's about to take this next corner, but regardless of what happens here, it's been good so far. Lewis O'Brien in an interesting position on the edge of the box here if the ball does get squared across to him. Every other Town player barring Brahima Diarra and the goalkeeper in the box, and Sorba swings one towards the near post towards Ruffles. It's headed half clear towards O'Brien. O'Brien returns the ball sensibly out to Sorba Thomas, who's got Jordan Hugill for company, and Hugill does pretty well there, the striker on defensive duty. He wins the first one and then plays the ball off Sorba Thomas for a throw-in down in the left-hand corner. I think a lot of Town players think this has gone out for a goal kick here. It hasn't. It's a throw-in down by the corner flag. So Town have the chance to keep their opponents boxed in, and Brahima Diarra outstretches a foot and wins that ball ahead of Lucas Rupp to keep Norwich penned in that far corner. Diarra absolutely no fear of the company here at all. He's enjoying his outing again this afternoon. Plaheta this time goes up to Hugill, and Hugill and Ida work the ball at the field. Oh, that's not great from Jordan Hugill, and now Ollie Turton checks inside his man. Good defending though from Lucas Rupp, and it's well played there by Rupp, who swings the ball out to Hernandez. We know Hernandez is a dangerous player. It's a good ball in behind towards Adam Ida. Ida gets there ahead of Schofield, but well done Matty Pearson, who comes across and hooks the ball clear just as, I think that was no, who was that player who was looking to come in and steal in at the far post? It is Adam Ida again. Thank you to my colleagues from Norwich there. It looks like Ida just took the brunt of that challenge from Pearson. In fact, Pearson may have... it was Hugill that was coming in at the far post. So yeah, Pearson just felt the force of the man falling on him there, I think. We'll just have to see how he's an impact injury, I think Liam Kershaw's just indicating there, one of the Town medical team. So that might be a case of no chances taken here. In fact, just looking, because Lucas Rupp has come off the pitch here for Norwich, and the number 42 has come on. I've got no idea who that is, I'm afraid. So 2 further changes for Norwich as 2 of their younger players come on. And I think Josh Osterfield's going to come on here momentarily for Town, the number 33 on the far side, and that might well be... In fact, Matty Pearson's fine, he's jogging, it looks like he's going to be okay to continue. I think the referee's going to bend the rules here slightly and let Matty continue, despite needing treatment momentarily. But Josh Osterfield has just derobed there on the far side for a second, so we might be seeing him imminently. But it is Norwich on the attack here, and it's Plaheta, the Pole, who's on the far side, in possession. Taking plenty of touches here, Plaheta. Max Aarons and Zimmerman work the ball out to the left-hand side, and it's kept in at full strength by Omar Bamadeli there. But good defending from Town in the midfield area. Flicked, and Hogg wins the ball ahead of the young sub that's come on there. Norwich work the ball out to Hernandez. Hernandez drops it back to his defender. And now Zimmerman steps forward ahead of Jordan Rhodes. It's a tough clipped ball in towards Ida, and Levi Cole. This is a danger here now, actually, because they've kept it alive of Norwich. Oh no, that's a bit unlucky, and Ida is going to make it 2-0. Town are pretty unlucky there, actually. I think it was Turton that tried to clear the ball. He only succeeded in flicking it up in the air to Ida, who's completely free on the right-hand side of the box, and he makes no mistake, absolutely drills the ball past Ryan Schofield at close range. And it's Norwich City 2, Huddersfield Town 0 now late on, and that's not, in my book, a fair reflection of how this second half has gone. A really kind of scruffy goal in the end, I have to say. It was I think Turton, who tried to clear the ball, he just looped it into the air, and it's just dropped straight to Ida, who stood in the left edge of the penalty box all on his own. And fair play to the striker, because he's made no mistake, absolutely drilled the ball past Ryan Schofield at close range. Nothing the Town keeper could do, and Norwich double their advantage. Town get us underway here again now. See if we can build something back. It's a poor ball from Sorba Thomas, though, and it's seized upon. And the ball's inside the box. Hugo looked offside to me there, but it's going to be cleared anyway. All the Town players looking across to this far side, but the flag wasn't forthcoming, so it's a good job Harry Toffolo got back to clear that one, because it could have been 3. Slightly errant pass there from Sorba Thomas to let Norwich break clear. Unfortunately, the team sheet that Norwich put out this afternoon doesn't have numbers on it, so just trying to figure out who the substitutes are on the fly. Norwich in possession again with Hernandez. Hernandez with a poor touch, though, and Josh Ruffles claims the ball ahead of him. Ruffles has got Toffolo down the wing, and it's good defending there by the Norwich man, just eased Toffolo off the ball. It's a poor ball out from Zimmerman, though. Now here's Sorba Thomas. Sorba Thomas is going to go on his right-hand side. He draws a foul there from the Norwich man, and it's a free kick. Norwich player is aghast at that decision, but Sorba sensible there. Just moved the ball right and then got his body between the ball and the man, drew the foul, and it's a free kick to Town in a very dangerous area to the right edge of Michael McGovern's goal. think Sorba might fancy this one himself as well. Harry Toffolo is over there. Brahima Diarra just getting into the vicinity. I think he's going to walk past the ball, so it's going to be Toffolo or Thomas here, you would think. I haven't seen Harry Toffolo take a free kick for a little while. He took a couple this season, just gone. I wouldn't be surprised if Sorba Thomas hits this one. Tall wall from Norwich, you have to say. The likes of Ida, Jordan Hugill in this. What can Town do? Sorba Thomas winds up. He steps over it. Harry Toffolo goes low. Takes a little deflection off the wall, but McGovern keeps track of the ball all the way through and dives low to his left to claim it. Good keep in there from the Northern Ireland international. Applied his trade in Scotland for a number of years before moving to Norwich. Zimmerman plays the ball out towards Ida. Colwill and Ida challenged for it. The goal scorer did pretty well there actually for his team. Just got there first. Kept possession for his side. Wasn't an easy ball to control from Zimmerman. Side-footed forward from McGovern. All that's going to go out of play as Ollie Turton watches it. Turton into Diarra. Good pass back to the right back from the Frenchman. Turton turns the ball down the line. It's Omid Bamidele that gets the ball, but he's lost the ball there. And Jordan Rhodes tried to get the ball through to Brahima Diarra, but Norwich got several bodies in that bottom corner, managed to bring the ball away. Still in the Norwich penalty area, and it's drilled forwards towards Anel Hernandez, and the ball isn't going to go out here, so Toffolo and Hernandez in a foot race, and Toffolo does well enough on that occasion, and Toff's just given a bit of space just to advance forward here for a second, but the ball to Ruffles wasn't on, so he goes back to Colwill. Colwill to Pearson. Pearson, the pressure from Hugill, just goes back to Ryan Schofield momentarily. Schofield has got Jonathan Hogg out on this left-hand side, but it's the end of the game today, and it's finished Norwich City 2, Huddersfield Town 0 here at Norwich's Lotus training ground. I think Town were pretty good this afternoon. I think they can count themselves slightly unlucky to go down 2-0, but good test nonetheless against this Premier League side. Good luck to Norwich City this season, and thanks for being such good hosts. We'll see you again soon on HGTV when Town play at Fleetwood Town on Tuesday night. Thanks very much for joining us, Town fans, and have a good weekend.